Aviator. Okay, so now that I have a copy of Aviator, thank you, Sanity, I am actually going to go give him a watch. It's a Martin Scorsese film, which is one of the many reasons why I have a copy of it now. So we're going to give it a watch. It's apparently one of the 20th century's most compelling figures. Howard Hughes was a wily, industrialist, glamorous movie producer, and unstoppable American innovator, but he thought of himself first and foremost as an aviator. In this spectacular epic director, Martin Scorsese focuses on the most prolific period in the life of Hughes, the mid-1920s to the 1940s. It's a time of brilliant aeronautical invention, turbulent love affairs, and savage corporate battles. Prepare yourself for the ride of the lifetime of this billionaire genius madman. Oh, it sounded like they were doing Tony Stark right there. So I'm gonna take the wrapping off, shove it in my DVD player, and give it a play. Well, I know it was kind of loose, but yeah, I hate when these things break. Okay, take him out. Yeah, see? The little thing broke. I don't like when that happens. That's okay. We've got a disc. He's upside down. But he's got a disc. We're gonna give it a watch. Yay! So I don't know if you can see probably, but like, I love that. It's got like the 1920s feel. I think that's really cool. It looks better in person, but like, I love the 1920s feel of the opening. But watch this. Oh, that score is beautiful. Why does it feel like it's going to be like a Hercules movie? Because like, damn, that's impressive. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. So I'm only about 3 minutes something in, right? But this is what makes Martin Scorsese such a brilliant director, regardless of what he makes, is that he does his films in such a calculated, thought out way that it is so beautiful. And the score in this one, the score isn't as jarring as like modern movies are. Like, it comes in when it needs to, it's loud when it needs to, it focuses its allowance on the actor's dialogue. It just shows the beauty of the landscape, because this scene is pretty much about, you know, the most largest private airfield. All these planes just on a dirt area, and all this extra crew just working. It's so beautiful. Even the opening scene where a mother and a son is there. The mother's bathing her son and teaching them how to spell. Like, it's, again, so calculated, so thought out, but still so, I guess, natural in a sense, because it's, like, set in the early 1900s, that it's got to feel that feeling. So it feels natural, but it also feels a bit weird. But it's, like, it's very thought out, and this is why Scorsese does what he does, because it's so beautiful. Another thing I love is these open sequence cards that transition between each scene. That was smooth. Whose voice is that? That's Rufus Wainwright! Oh! Look at baby Wainwright! Oh, he's so adorable! So pretty. So it's paused at the moment because I just can't stop laughing. So the scene before it, they were describing how to build a plane, right? And then they were like, we want James Russell's boobies to be like smooth and whatever, because who doesn't love tits? And then it cuts to the film of board directors who are like, no, we don't like titties on screen. And I'm like, these are all a bunch of old men who probably have never seen a boob in their life. But like, Leonardo DiCaprio is like, her memories are fine and in accordance to all the ones that you've approved in the past. And they're all like, don't throw our fucks in our face. And I'm like, memories. They're calling boobies memories. And they're all clipped. Like, they're showing as much cleavage as I am. And mine's more like this part than boobies. But like, and then he's got a mathematician going, hey, so you need to measure on the boards how each boobie is the same length as the ones that they approved, and the one in my picture is like perfectly normal. And I'm like, he's measuring off a cardboard, and you got a mathematician who's good at numbers and not memories, but I got nothing. I had to pause the movie so I could stop laughing. So that was a beautifully directed movie. Like, Martin Scorsese can do no wrong in my eyes. No matter what he touches, it's always perfect. So it's a 2004 movie, and I'm surprised at how well it held up. I don't know anything about Howard Hughes. I don't know anything about plans except for the fact that it gets you to travel from point A to Z when it comes to different countries and states, which is great. But I think for a 2004 movie, it actually holds up pretty well. The fact that majority of it was filmed on location, if any green screen was used, you can't tell at all. Except for the fact when Hell's Angels is being projected on the wall. You can tell then, but that's purely because, like, if you're fitting them with the early cinema of Hollywood, they used backdrops, and if they did anything that required special effects, it was clearly fake. But you could see that they tried to go down that route. And with this story, it tells the story of, like, a man who at the beginning was so hooked on becoming the name besides his family name. He wanted to create movies. He created 3 movies, I believe they said, and tried to own as many planes, tried to be the best aviator person out there. He tried to, like, build an empire of planes. But unfortunately, as time went on, his mental state degraded. It's shown that he has OCD, which I think is a great thing to show that it's not a bad thing to have, but in the 1920s, it is, like, not something people knew, and he ends up having to suffer a lot of other mental health problems that, again, in the 1920s would get you locked up because no one knows what these are. You're just criminally insane. So it's showing his ability of sloping downwards and how it can affect everything he owns. And I think it's beautifully told. I love the way that the transitions are done, not just with the words from scene to scene and decade to decade, but the way that they transition dialogue prompts, the way that Alec Baldwin's character and Leonardo's character were talking between rooms, but it felt like they were in the same room. And for 2004, technology is still trying to find its footing, especially this good. So the editor that worked on this film did a fantastic job to show how well this can hold up. The lighting team, the way that the lighting sinks out very slowly and letting the soul focus be on one character at a time, or showing how it can transition easily from, you know, this very fun party to all of a sudden this really dark flashback. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. Like I said, it's a 2004 movie. Not many 2004 movies hold up as well as I think this does. I will admit that because it is a period piece, and I class it as a period piece, it had times where it was quite slow for my liking. But I think because it's trying to fit in so much of it as well. It's trying to fit in his relationship with various women. It's trying to fit in the relationship of Hollywood around him, the relationship that he has with his mental health, the relationship he has with his planes. It tries to fit so much in its runtime of, what did I read? 163 minutes. So the pacing is a bit slow at times, but it's trying to show you so much in such a short time. But, like, it's still pretty beautiful, and you can never go wrong with a Martin Scorsese movie, especially on a Thursday night.